Hello, everyone. I'm Darin Garton. I'm the executive pastor at Northwoods Church, and I'm coming to you today to give a thought on the call of God. When I thought about the call of God, I thought about how very often God calls us to do something that feels impossible, that very often we feel like it's impossible to accomplish what God is calling us to do. And I was thinking about the calling of Gideon in the book of Judges. You may remember this story that the children of Israel were being harassed by the Midianites. This was a wily group of people that lived up in the hills above Israel. And every time they would plant crops, the Midianites would come down out of the hills at harvest time and steal all their food from them. And they were helpless to stop them from doing that. And so God's people cried out to him and asked for his help, and he called Gideon to deliver them. But I want you to notice how that call went. It's in Judges 6, and the Bible says this: "And the angel of the Lord appeared to him and said to him, 'The Lord is with you, O mighty man of valor.' And Gideon said to him, 'Please, Lord, if the Lord is with us, why then has all this happened to us? But now the Lord has forsaken us and given us into the hand of Midian.' And the Lord turned to him and said, 'Go in this might of yours and save Israel from the hand of Midian. Do I not send you?' And he said to him, 'Please, Lord, how can I save Israel? Behold, my clan is the weakest in Manasseh. I am the least in my father's house.' And the Lord said to him, 'But I will be with you.'" So when Gideon was called by God, God called something in him that he didn't see in himself. God called him a mighty man of valor. Now, if you read the story, really Gideon was anything but a mighty man of valor. In fact, when he was called, at that time, he was hiding food from the Midianites because he was afraid to confront them. And he was more of a coward than a man of valor. When Gideon was called, he was painfully aware of his shortcomings. He said, "My clan is the weakest in Manasseh. I'm the weakest in my clan. How can you use me?" But God saw Gideon's ability to do far more than he felt like he could do on his own. When Gideon saw only who he was on his own, God saw who he could be in his strength. And he wasn't the weakest of the weak. He was a mighty man of valor. And you know the rest of the story. Gideon led the people in a revolt against the Midianites and delivered God's people, became one of the greatest judges of that time. And they drove them out of their territories, and God saved them. Although he was reluctant to step forward because he felt weak, he found that God could use him even in his weakness. Maybe you have a similar feeling. Who am I to think that God can use me in this time? I want you to know that God can use you, and wherever he calls us to go, he also empowers us to do his work.